The signal. The Martian dust storm had finally settled, revealing the gleaming solar arrays of Research Station Olympus. Dr. Sarah Chen stood at the observation dome, her eyes fixed on the excavation site below. After 6 months of careful digging, her team had uncovered something that would change humanity's understanding of its place in the universe forever. Dr. Chen, the station's AI announced, the analysis is complete. The holographic display materialized before her, showing the intricate patterns etched into the artifact's surface. The object, roughly the size of a shipping container, had been buried beneath the red Martian soil for millions of years. Its perfectly preserved surface bore markings that defied conventional physics, geometric patterns that seemed to shift and change when viewed from different angles. "Display translation matrix," Sarah commanded, her voice steady despite the gravity of the moment. The AI complied, overlaying the alien script with its closest human approximations. The message was clear, and it was addressed to humanity. To the species that finds this marker, you are not alone, but you are not yet ready. The galaxy operates under strict protocols established by the Galactic Council. Your civilization has been classified as Development Stage 2. Any attempt to advance beyond your current technological boundaries will result in immediate containment procedures. This is not a threat, but a preservation measure. Accept your place in the cosmic order. Sarah's hands trembled as she reached for her comm unit. This wasn't just first contact, it was first contact with a message of suppression. Humanity had finally found proof of intelligent life beyond Earth, only to discover they were considered little more than children in a cosmic playground. "Get me a secure line to Earth Command," she ordered. Priority Alpha. The next 48 hours passed in a blur of encrypted communications and emergency meetings. The discovery was too significant to keep completely secret, but its full implications needed to be carefully controlled. While the world celebrated humanity's first concrete proof of alien intelligence, a select group of leaders gathered in the underground facility beneath Geneva to decide humanity's response. Admiral James Torres stood before the assembled council, his weathered face illuminated by the holographic displays showing the artifact's message. "Ladies and gentlemen," he began, "we face a choice that will determine the future of our species. We can accept these limitations, this cosmic quarantine, or we can prove them wrong." The room erupted in heated debate. Some argued for compliance, fearing the consequences of defiance. Others insisted that humanity had come too far to accept arbitrary restrictions on their development. The artifact's technology alone represented advances that could revolutionize human society. Dr. Elena Rossi, head of the Global Science Initiative, stepped forward. "The artifact isn't just a warning. It's proof that our theoretical models about quantum mechanics are correct. The very technology they're trying to prevent us from developing is built into their warning beacon. They've handed us the keys to the kingdom while telling us not to use them." Admiral Torres nodded. "Then we have our answer. We don't announce our defiance. We don't protest their authority. We simply continue our work, but we do it smart. We do it quiet." The council voted unanimously. Project Prometheus was born, a global initiative to advance human technology while maintaining the appearance of a properly contained civilization. Every major research institution would have two faces, a public one showing acceptable progress, and a hidden one pushing the boundaries of what humanity could achieve. The next 5 years saw unprecedented cooperation between nations. Old rivalries were set aside in favor of species survival. Deep beneath the mountains of Switzerland, beneath the deserts of Nevada, and in secret facilities around the globe, humanity's brightest minds worked to unlock the secrets of the universe. The breakthrough came on a rainy Tuesday in October. Dr. Chen, now leading the quantum physics division of Project Prometheus, stared at her results in disbelief. Her team had successfully manipulated quantum fields in a way that the alien warning beacon had claimed was impossible for their development stage. "Run it again," she ordered, wanting to be absolutely certain. The test chamber hummed to life, and once again the impossible happened. They had done it. Humanity had taken its first step beyond the boundaries set by their unseen watchers. As celebrations erupted around her, Sarah felt a mix of triumph and trepidation. They had proven humanity's potential, but they had also taken the first step on a path that would inevitably lead to confrontation with the Galactic Council. Admiral Torres received the news with grim satisfaction. "Begin Phase 2, he ordered. "It's time to show the galaxy that humanity won't be confined to its cradle any longer." In orbit above Earth, hidden from conventional detection methods, the first components of humanity's response to the Galactic Council began to take shape. The game of cosmic hide and seek had begun, and humanity was playing to win. Breaking chains. The quantum lab deep beneath the Pacific Ocean floor hummed with barely contained energy. Dr. Marcus Wong watched through reinforced observation windows as the experimental drive core pulsed with an otherworldly blue light. After 3 years of development, Project Prometheus was ready for its defining moment. "Core stability at 98%, reported Dr. Yuki Tanaka, her fingers dancing across the holographic controls. "Quantum field matrix is holding steady." Marcus nodded, his eyes never leaving the drive core. They had lost 2 previous prototypes getting to this point, along with billions in resources. But this time felt different. This time, they had incorporated the principles they'd reverse-engineered from the Martian artifact, combined with humanity's own innovative approaches to quantum mechanics. "Begin final sequence," he ordered. The drive's pulsing quickened, and the air itself seemed to shimmer with potential energy. In orbit above them, their test vessel, little more than a drone equipped with the smallest possible version of their drive, waited for the quantum link to stabilize. Admiral Torres and Dr. Chen watched from the command center, along with representatives from every major nation involved in Project Prometheus. This wasn't just a test of new technology. It was humanity's first real step beyond the boundaries set by the Galactic Council. "Quantum link established," Yuki announced. "Drive synchronization at optimal levels. We're ready for the jump test." Marcus took a deep breath. "Initialize jump sequence. Target coordinates loaded. Confirmed. Jump point set for the dark side of the moon. All safety protocols engage." The room fell silent as the countdown began. This was the moment of truth. Either humanity would break free of its chains, or they would fail and remain trapped within the development restrictions imposed upon them. The test ship vanished in a flash of blue light. For 3 seconds, nothing happened. Then the tracking systems lit up, showing the vessel exactly where they had intended it to be, in orbit around the moon, completely intact. The observation room erupted in cheers. They had done it. Humanity had successfully developed its own form of faster-than-light travel, completely different from the methods they'd discovered in the alien artifact. It wasn't just a technological breakthrough. It was proof that humanity could forge its own path among the stars. But celebration quickly gave way to the next phase of their work. Within hours, construction orders went out to secret facilities around the globe. The United Earth Defense Initiative, operating under deep cover, began laying the groundwork for humanity's first real starship. Over the next 18 months, components were manufactured in dozens of locations, each piece disguised as routine satellite or space station maintenance equipment. The chosen construction site was an abandoned mining facility on the far side of the moon, hidden from both Earth and any watching eyes among the stars. Admiral Torres named the ship Prometheus, after the project that birthed it. Unlike conventional space vessels, its design incorporated everything they had learned about hiding from advanced detection methods. Its hull was composed of metamaterials that could bend scanning beams around it, and its quantum drive left barely a ripple in spacetime when activated. Dr. Chen led the development of its defensive systems, incorporating principles that shouldn't have been possible for a Stage 2 civilization to understand. "We're not just building a ship," she explained to the project leads. "We're building a statement. Every system, every innovation, every piece of technology on board proves that humanity cannot and will not be constrained by arbitrary limitations." The day of Prometheus's first test flight arrived in spring. The ship sleek and dangerous-looking, rose silently from its lunar cradle. Its crew of 20 represented the finest minds and most capable operators humanity could produce, each chosen not just for their skills, but for their dedication to proving humanity's worth to the galaxy. Captain Diana Rodriguez stood on the bridge, her heart racing as she gave the order to power up the quantum drive. This wasn't just a test flight. It was a rehearsal for humanity's eventual revelation to the Galactic Council. "All systems are green," reported Commander Chen, Sarah's daughter Maya, from the engineering station. "Quantum field is stable. We're ready for jump sequence." Diana allowed herself a small smile. "Let's show them what humanity can do. Execute jump plan Alpha." The Prometheus disappeared in a flash of light, reappearing exactly as planned in the Kuiper Belt. Over the next week, the ship executed a series of increasingly complex jumps, each one proving that humanity had not only mastered faster-than-light travel, but had developed their own unique approach to it. But their triumph was shortly followed by an unexpected discovery. During their final test jump, Prometheus's sensors detected something that shouldn't have been there. A small monitoring station, hidden in the outer solar system, bearing the distinct energy signature they had learned to associate with Galactic Council technology. The Council was watching them more closely than they had realized. The question now was, had they already seen too much? As Prometheus returned to its lunar harbor, Admiral Torres convened an emergency meeting of the project leadership. "We need to accelerate our timeline," he announced, showing them the sensor data. "It's only a matter of time before they realize what we've accomplished." Dr. Chen studied the data with a frown. The monitoring station's configuration suggests it's designed to watch for specific energy signatures, probably the ones they associate with prohibited technologies. "Our quantum drive operates on completely different principles. We might still have the element of surprise. Then we use it," Torres decided. "Begin Operation Shadow Protocol immediately. It's time to show the galaxy that humanity will not be confined any longer." As the meeting concluded, Diana found herself staring at an image of Earth through one of the base's viewports. Soon, very soon, humanity would challenge the established order of the galaxy, and when they did, they would prove once and for all that no species had the right to determine another's destiny. The Great Deception. Operation Shadow Protocol began with a lie. For 6 months, every quantum research facility on Earth made a show of shutting down their failed experiments. Public announcements declared the end of humanity's attempts to breach the quantum barrier. Meanwhile, deep in secret facilities across the solar system, production accelerated. The Prometheus was no longer alone. In the asteroid belt, hidden shipyards carved into the hearts of wandering rocks churned out vessels that shouldn't have existed. Each ship incorporated lessons learned from the prototype, refined and improved upon by humanity's finest minds. Admiral Torres stood in the command center of Ceres Base, watching holographic representations of the growing fleet. 5 ships now matched Prometheus in size and capability, with another dozen smaller vessels nearing completion. Each represented a complete violation of the Galactic Council's restrictions, and each had been built using methods specifically designed to evade detection. Latest intelligence report from the Outer System Monitoring Station, Dr. Chen announced, entering the command center. "They're still scanning for conventional quantum signatures. No indication they've detected our activities." Torres nodded grimly. "And the decoy program?" "Proceeding as planned. We've leaked enough data about our failed experiments to maintain our cover story. As far as the Council is concerned, humanity has accepted its limitations and returned to approved development paths." But they both knew the deception couldn't last forever. Every day brought them closer to the moment when humanity would reveal itself to the galaxy. The only question was whether they would be ready when that moment came. Captain Rodriguez had transformed the Prometheus from a test vessel into the flagship of humanity's secret fleet. Her crew had mastered the ship's revolutionary systems, pushing the boundaries of what their technology could achieve. During their covert training missions, they had ventured far beyond the solar system, mapping the locations of Galactic Council installations and learning the patterns of their patrol vessels. The intelligence they gathered painted a complex picture of galactic society. The Council wasn't just a governing body. It was a tool used by elder species to maintain their dominance over younger civilizations. Their system of development stages wasn't about protection or preservation. It was about control. Maya Chen, now the fleet's lead engineer, made a breakthrough in analyzing the Council's communication networks. "They're vulnerable," she explained during a secure briefing. "Their entire system is built on the assumption that younger species can't operate on their technological level. They have no real defenses against equals because they never expected to encounter any." The implications were clear. Humanity hadn't just developed new technology. They had developed counters to the very systems the Council used to maintain their authority. When the time came to reveal themselves, they would do so from a position of strength. The turning point came sooner than expected. A Council survey ship, performing routine scans of developing worlds, detected anomalous energy readings from the outer edges of the solar system. It wasn't enough to reveal the truth, but it was enough to trigger an investigation. Admiral Torres received the warning from their deep space monitoring network with both dread and anticipation. How long until they arrive? He asked the assembled command staff. "The survey ship has already requested support," Dr. Chen reported. "Based on their standard response patterns, we can expect a full investigation team within 2 weeks." Torres straightened his uniform. "Then it's time. Initiate Phase 3 of Shadow Protocol. All ships to battle stations." Across the solar system, humanity's hidden fleet came to life. Ships emerged from their asteroid hideaways, gathering in the dark spaces between worlds. Every vessel was a testament to human ingenuity, powered by drives that defied Council restrictions, armed with weapons that shouldn't have existed, protected by shields that broke the rules of what was possible for their supposed development stage. Captain Rodriguez stood on Prometheus's bridge, watching as her fleet assembled. 6 capital ships, including her own, formed the core of the formation. Around them, smaller vessels moved into escort positions. Every crew member knew their role in what was to come. They had trained for this moment, prepared for every contingency. All ships reporting ready. Commander Chen announced from her station. "Quantum drives synchronized. Defense systems active but masked. We're as ready as we'll ever be." Diana nodded, feeling the weight of history on her shoulders. "Send the coded burst to Earth Command. Operation Shadow Protocol is now in final phase." In Geneva, the World Council received the message with grim determination. Everything they had worked for over the past 7 years had led to this moment. Humanity was about to announce its presence to the galaxy, not as a primitive species to be controlled, but as equals who had earned their place among the stars. Admiral Torres sent the final authorization code. Across Earth, quantum communication arrays that had been dormant for months powered up, broadcasting a message on all frequencies used by the Galactic Council. It was time to spring the trap they had so carefully laid. The message was simple. To the Galactic Council, your investigation team will be met by representatives of Earth. We look forward to discussing the obsolescence of your development stage restrictions. As the message went out, humanity's fleet moved into position. They would meet the Council's ships far from Earth, protecting their homeworld while demonstrating their capabilities. The Great Deception was ending, but an even greater confrontation was about to begin. Shattered authority. The Council investigation fleet emerged from hyperspace at the edge of the solar system, a collection of sleek vessels that shimmered with advanced technology. Their arrival was meant to intimidate. 15 ships of various sizes, each one representing the pinnacle of approved galactic engineering. At their center, a massive command vessel bore the distinctive markings of the Council's enforcement division. What they found waiting for them shattered every assumption they had about humanity's capabilities. Captain Rodriguez watched from Prometheus's bridge as the Council fleet registered their presence. Her own ships had positioned themselves in a defensive formation that wouldn't have been possible according to humanity's official level of development. The quantum drives that powered their vessels operated on principles the Council hadn't even theorized. Their very existence was a declaration of independence from galactic restrictions. "They're scanning us," Maya reported from her station, a hint of pride in her voice. "Their sensors can't make sense of our technology. They're trying to match our energy signatures against their database of known configurations." "Open a channel," Diana ordered. "Let's introduce ourselves properly." The main view screen flickered to life, revealing the alien face of the Council fleet's commander. The being's crystalline features registered what Diana interpreted as shock upon seeing a human bridge crew operating technology that should have been centuries beyond their reach. "This is impossible," the Council commander stated, their translated voice carrying tones of both outrage and disbelief. "Your species is classified as Development Stage 2. You cannot possess this level of technology." Diana allowed herself a small smile. "I'm Captain Diana Rodriguez of the Earth vessel Prometheus, and I'm afraid your classification system is obsolete. Humanity has chosen its own path of development." "This is a violation of galactic law," the commander responded. "Your species was warned. Containment protocols are now in effect. Surrender your vessels and prepare for quarantine procedures." The Council fleet began to move, spreading out in an attack formation that had subdued countless other rebellious species throughout galactic history. Their weapons powered up, bringing to bear the full might of officially sanctioned technology. But humanity had spent years preparing for this moment. "All ships, execute Pattern Omega," Diana commanded. Her fleet responded with practiced precision, their formation shifting in ways that defied conventional space combat doctrine. The quantum drives that powered their ships allowed for maneuvers that the Council's tactical computers couldn't predict. The first shots from the Council fleet passed harmlessly through empty space where human ships had been moments before. Humanity's vessels seemed to flicker in and out of existence, using their advanced drives to perform micro-jumps that made them virtually impossible to target. "They're trying to deploy their containment field," Maya reported. "Standard Council procedure for dealing with upstart civilizations." "Activate countermeasures," Diana ordered. Throughout her fleet, devices specifically designed to disrupt Council technology hummed to life. The containment field, which should have trapped the human fleet in normal space, dissipated before it could form. Admiral Torres watched the confrontation unfold from Earth Command, his expression grim but satisfied. "Send the second message," he ordered. Across all Council communication channels, humanity's prepared statement began to play. "For too long, the galaxy has accepted the Council's arbitrary restrictions on technological development. Their system doesn't protect younger species, it enslaves them. Today, humanity demonstrates that there is another way." The Council commander's features shifted in what might have been fear as their sensors registered the true extent of humanity's capabilities. Not only had Earth developed its own form of faster-than-light travel, but they had created entirely new branches of science that circumvented traditional development paths. "This is your final warning," the commander transmitted. "Stand down or face immediate elimination." Diana's response was to order her fleet into attack position. "We were never asking for permission," she declared. "We're informing you of a change in the galactic order." What followed was unlike any space battle in Council records. The human ships moved with impossible precision, their weapons utilizing principles that shouldn't have existed. Traditional energy shields proved useless against quantum-phased attacks, while humanity's defenses shrugged off the Council's most powerful weapons. In the span of 15 minutes, the mighty Council enforcement fleet found itself completely outmaneuvered and outgunned by a species they had considered primitive. 5 of their ships had been disabled without a single human vessel taking significant damage. "Hold position," Diana ordered her fleet as the Council vessels began to retreat. "Let them go. They need to report what they've seen here today." The Council commander's final transmission crackled with static and wounded pride. "This isn't over. The full Council will not tolerate such blatant defiance of galactic law." "No," Diana agreed. "It isn't over, but the laws are about to change. We'll expect the full Council's representatives within the week." Humanity will be happy to discuss our place in the galaxy as equals. As the remaining Council ships fled the solar system, Admiral Torres addressed the combined fleet crews. Today marks the beginning of a new era. Humanity has proven that artificial restrictions on development serve no one but those who impose them. The galaxy is about to learn that true progress cannot be contained. The human fleet maintained their defensive position around Earth, ready for whatever response the full Council might muster. But everyone who had participated in this historic encounter knew that something fundamental had changed. The age of restriction was ending, and humanity had lit the flame of a revolution that would transform galactic society forever. New dawn. The Galactic Council's main chamber had never seen anything quite like this. The vast amphitheater, designed to showcase the power and majesty of the galaxy's ruling body, now hosted a delegation that challenged its very foundations. Captain Rodriguez stood alongside Admiral Torres and Dr. Chen, facing the assembled representatives of 1,000 worlds. Behind them, through the chamber's transparent dome, Earth's Prometheus hung in space alongside the Council's diplomatic vessels, a visible reminder of how much had changed. "You have violated the fundamental principles that maintain order in our galaxy," the Council's High Administrator declared, their crystalline form pulsing with barely contained energy. "The development stage system has maintained peace for 50,000 years. Peace through suppression is not peace at all," Admiral Torres responded, his voice carrying clearly through the chamber's perfect acoustics. "Humanity rejects the notion that any species has the right to dictate another's path of development." The chamber erupted in overlapping voices as representatives of various species argued among themselves. Some demanded immediate action to contain Earth's rebellion. Others, particularly representatives of younger species, watched the proceedings with poorly concealed interest. Dr. Chen stepped forward, activating a holographic display that filled the center of the chamber. "We've prepared a comprehensive analysis of the development stage system's impact on galactic civilization. The data shows that innovation has stagnated. Species are not being protected, they're being prevented from reaching their full potential." The display showed civilization after civilization, whose development had plateaued after Council intervention. Creative approaches to technology had been systematically suppressed in favor of approved development paths. The galaxy had become increasingly homogeneous under Council guidance. More importantly, Diana added, "We've proven that alternative paths of development are not only possible but potentially superior. Humanity achieved in decades what your system would have restricted us from attempting for centuries." A representative from one of the elder species rose, their ancient form towering over the chamber. "And what would you have us do? Allow unrestricted technological development? The galaxy would descend into chaos." "No," Admiral Torres replied. "We propose a new system, one based on cooperation and mentorship rather than restriction and control. The Prometheus Initiative." The holographic display shifted, showing a new organizational structure for galactic civilization. Under humanity's proposal, species would be free to develop along their own paths while being offered guidance and support from more experienced civilizations. The focus would be on responsible development rather than arbitrary restrictions. The chamber fell silent as the implications became clear. Earth wasn't just challenging the Council's authority. They were offering a viable alternative to a system that many had privately questioned, but few had dared to challenge openly. Maya Chen, who had joined the delegation as Earth's technical expert, demonstrated how humanity's approach to quantum physics had opened up entirely new avenues of technological development. By forcing every species to follow the same development path, the Council has been stifling innovation across the galaxy. Imagine what could be achieved if each civilization was free to explore technology in their own unique way. The debate raged for days. Earth's delegation presented evidence, answered challenges, and stood firm against threats. Throughout it all, the Prometheus and her sister ships maintained their position above the Council world, a constant reminder that humanity could not be simply dismissed or contained. Support for Earth's position grew as more species began to see the possibilities. Representatives of younger civilizations spoke up, sharing their own frustrations with the restriction system. Even some elder species admitted that the galaxy had perhaps grown too rigid, too set in its ways. The turning point came when the Arctians, one of the oldest species in the galaxy, threw their support behind Earth's proposal. "We have watched for millennia as potential was squandered in the name of order," their representative declared. "Perhaps it is time for a new approach." On the seventh day of negotiations, the Council's High Administrator called for a vote. The chamber hummed with tension as representatives made their choices. When the results appeared above the central platform, even humanity's delegation was surprised by the margin of victory. The development stage system was officially abolished. In its place, the Prometheus Initiative would establish a new framework for galactic civilization, one based on cooperation, innovation, and mutual respect. As the chamber erupted in a mixture of celebration and concerned murmuring, Diana felt a profound sense of accomplishment. Humanity had not only broken free of their restrictions, but had changed the very nature of galactic society. Admiral Torres addressed the Council one final time. "Today marks the beginning of a new era in galactic history. Earth stands ready to share our innovations, to learn from others, and to help build a galaxy where every species can reach for the stars in their own way." In the years that followed, the galaxy experienced a renaissance of technological and cultural development. Species that had been trapped for millennia in artificial development stages began to explore new possibilities. The exchange of ideas and techniques led to breakthroughs that benefited all of civilization. And at the center of it all was Earth, the planet that had dared to break the chains of restriction and show the galaxy a better way. The Prometheus became a symbol of this new age, a reminder that sometimes the greatest achievements come from refusing to accept arbitrary limitations. As Diana stood on her ship's bridge, watching vessels from a dozen different species working together at a newly established innovation center, she smiled. Humanity had not only found its place among the stars, they had helped create a galaxy worthy of everyone's potential.